This is not clickbait and it's not fear-mongering. Level 16 is actually coming. Now, let me start by presenting the new system so our crash out would be valid instead of emotionally charged. First of all, elite wildcards are getting deleted and all the elite wildcards you had will be converted to gems instead. This means that upgrading a card from level 14 to 15 will now be the same as all the other levels, aka via copies of said card, and that applies on level 16. If you had some elite wildcards on a card, let's say your mini P.E.K.K.A had 25,000 already used on him, you would get half the required card of the level 15 in the new system. So basically, same percentage, not same number. The gems you get from the elite wildcards are to purchase cards of your choice through the new gem economy rework launching with the new update. Now here's the thing, I don't know exactly how many gems we will be getting for each elite wildcard, so I have no idea if it's best to save them or to use them before the update. The new economy rework thing likely means that cards for gems will be way cheaper, to where it's reasonable enough to buy them instead of, I don't know, 5 epics for 250 gems. Also, from their wording, it sounds like you don't have to pray for RNG on lucky boxes or daily shop to show the card you want to buy. You can just buy the cards you need. It'll likely be kinda how you just get the pop-up for missing gold for gems, so you can always buy missing cards for gems. Besides deleting elite wildcards, Magic Coin and books are also going away, and they will be converted to wild cards of the same rarity and will go over the maximum cap if you are full of cards. Book of Books will be converted to gems instead, given how valuable it is compared to normal books. Their reasoning for the book removal is because it provided less value at lower level, so like using a book at a level 1 card is a waste, and so much value at higher levels to where it just jumps up to like, I don't know, 5,000 commons for one book only. They basically don't want you to feel like you have to hoard your books and only use them when you have a level 13 card, so they deleted them. Conversion rate for said magic items are based on king level. I'll have them on the screen right now so you can pause and check if you are interested. And just like every time we get a new level, the older ones, aka 1 to 14, will become cheaper in certain ranges. I'll also have them on screen right now. Basically, the green cells are where it got cheaper, which is mostly around level 12, 13 and 14. Obviously 15 and 16 are new, so it's kinda hard to compare them directly. Ranked will be capped at level 15 up until May 2026. And when you get duplicate cards of something you maxed out instead of elite wild cards, now you will get crystals, which is a new cosmetic currency. In a nutshell, this means crystal will buy you stuff like emotes, tower skins and whatnot. You get the point. Trophy Road will be expanded and reworked, but I have no clue what kind of rework they are talking about. And finally, they showed this and said something heroic is coming, one that will take gameplay to a new level. Level isn't referring to level 16 or god forbid level 17. Kind of poor choice of words, not gonna lie. And they mentioned 2v2 ladder and a new evolution box, which I guess probably gives you a random evo. Now into how I feel about this and what happened behind the scenes. I guess I'll have some random gameplay in the background because I've had people ask for gameplay videos, and because honestly I don't want this segment to be focused on edited stuff. I want it to feel more authentic. The community usually never agrees on anything. You have people saying 3-card cycle removal was a good thing and people saying it was bad. You have people saying evos are a good addition to the game, and you have people like that one guy that comments evos don't belong in Clash Royale under every single video and post I make. Heck, even if you ask people what card or deck takes skill, you get some people saying cycle decks are more skill because they are harder to pick up, and you get people saying heavy decks are more skill because it's harder to be consistent with them on top level due to hard counters and whatnot. But the one thing the entire community, at least the social media side of the players, seem to agree on is that adding a new level stinks and adds unnecessary pay-to-win elements for no reason. We got this information sometime last week, I think. We didn't get it that early, like I literally had no clue the removal of wildcards was because of that, but as you can guess, there was so much backlash. It was so much that I think we got up to 150 messages from different creators. Actually, almost every single creator. I want to go over my message because I feel like it's the one thing I can share without breaking NDA, because it's basically just my thoughts. And I'm not sharing someone else's words or revealing anything or whatever. So what I said was, open quote, I'm gonna be talking about this from an open-minded perspective like you asked me, and ignore the fact that a new level is quite possibly the absolute worst thing that can happen for this game. With the new system, you got rid of elite wildcards, which, fair, I agree, they were confusing and whatever, but to me, when level 15 was announced, the main selling point for me that made it not as bad as it was is the fact that upgrading a champion from 14 to 15 is as easy as getting a common from 14 to 15. Right now, not only are you deleting elite wildcards, so we will have to collect 15 of each champion, but you also got rid of books. Like, I can't even use the 2 book of books I had to max out a few champions at the start. Yes, they will be converted to gems and cards will be cheaper to buy with gems, but have you considered that buying cards with gems is something that players are not gonna be open to? Like, even if the value is good, I don't think I'll ever press the gem button on a card purchase willingly. I know it's a psychological thing, but expecting hundreds of millions of players to overcome this just for a new system, I don't think that's anywhere near realistic or reasonable. Another point is that something heroic coming in December or whatever. Why can't this come at the same time? Like, I don't understand delivering bad stuff a month early and then going on for a month like nothing happened and then giving us the actual update. How about we delay level 16 to December if there is some bottleneck development-wise? Other than all these points, I feel like you guys need to solve the issue with people hating new levels. In Clash of Clans, people get excited about new town halls. In Clash Royale, people consider deleting the game when a new level is added. The solution is not to add levels regardless and bet on people forgetting about it or getting used to it and going on with your day. The solution should be to never add any levels until you have something like that figured out. I know the monetization would require more levels every now and then, but I think this should push for more priority regarding finding a solution to how hated levels are and not push into shoving levels down people's throat while thinking of an approach in the background. Quote closed. That's the end of my message to them. Some might think it's too harsh. Most might say it's not harsh enough. I personally feel it was a bit more harsh than it should have been, but it was respectful and it got the point across, and that's what matters. Now, there is no escaping levels. They will keep on adding them over and over, and we probably should expect level 17 in, I don't exactly know, but I think like 1 or 2 years, just based on like how often we've been getting levels recently. The main issue here in Clash Royale, the levels do nothing. So like the gameplay you are seeing here could be all level 11s or all level 16s and you wouldn't notice a single difference. This makes it seem like they are taking away what we already bought and selling it back to us again, which, I'm gonna be honest, I spent half a day thinking of an example of something similar happening and I could not find a single thing. Like, I think Clash Royale is the only thing that manages to get away with moving the goalpost like this. Usually, in Clash of Clans, a new town hall means new defenses and new troops to attack with, so people like new levels even though it's the same pay-to-win grindy thing, if you get what I mean. In Brawl Stars, people hated level 11, but they tolerated it because it came with hypercharges and kind of changed the gameplay a bit. In Clash Royale, it basically does nothing. The Clash of Clans approach doesn't work because locking cards behind levels would kill a lot of meta decks for under-leveled players. Can you imagine having Miner be locked until you are level 16? And the Brawl Stars approach doesn't work because imagine if evolutions were locked behind level 15. Maxing a brawler is easy, so it's fine, but in Clash Royale, you slowly level up your entire collection. So that locks the entire feature away for most of the players. I don't envy the dev team. This is a very difficult problem to solve, but I don't think this is an excuse to just say fuck it, let's add level 16 and we will see if we can think of something before level 17. I feel like it can't be about money. The game made over 75 million last month, and it's not like they can't pay for development because this 75 million is like 5 times the usual revenue they had like a year or 2 ago. I want to say it has to be about casuals, also known as the data, that want to feel a sense of progression, but most of these are low trophies that I feel like if levels were only for them, then why is ranked gonna move to level 16? I just don't get why now of all the times to drop a new level. Like, the game is doing so well, and this is a risky move that could just kill it again. But you know, none of our opinions matter. Let me ask a credible source for their opinion instead. Shadow, what are your thoughts on level 2?
No.